Huh?
I don't think they liked it.
He doesn't think they liked it. All right, Malcolm, can you maybe give us a little bit more detail what you think happened, what you think they thought?
Yeah, like the U.S. by them launching the satellite, they could have like thought that the Russians was really going to be technically like more advanced than them in technology, and that they could use that for like new weapons and stuff to use against them.
That's exactly what it is. Did you guys all hear that?
No.
All right, Malcolm, can you repeat that one more time? Because you did a great job explaining what they felt and why they felt it. Nice and loud.
They could have got scared because they could have thought that the Russians were more advanced than them in technology. They could have started using the satellites to make more like big weapons and stuff.
Exactly.
What is our conclusion that we can draw from this data? What's a conclusion that we can draw? Some fewer hands. Kayla, what's a conclusion you can draw? Track Kayla, please.
The conclusion is that different slope would affect how deep the stream is. Like if you had to jump the slope, then the stream would be really deep because the water is just like sliding.
Okay, so Kayla said the different slope affects how deep the stream is, but I need someone to make that more specific. You're right, but I need you to make that more specific. That's a little bit general for us. Shanice, can you make that more specific?
The steeper the slope, the more deep it is.
Good, the steeper the slope, the deeper the stream is, okay? That's the first part of your conclusion. So you need to make sure it's specific enough, okay? That it not just says that there is a relationship, but that it explains what the relationship is. So the steeper the slope, the more deep the stream is. What's the opposite side of that? What's the opposite of that? Marissa?
The more gentle the stream, the less deep.
Good, there's more shallow. Good. The more gentle the slope, the more shallow the stream is going to be, okay? Now, I want someone to take this one step further and use the word erosion. So that should be the first part. What Shanice said and what Marissa just said should be the first part of your conclusion. But now I want someone to finish it with another sentence that uses the word erosion in there. That uses the word erosion. Karan, can you do that for us?
Read.
Please track, Karan. Read what you wrote if it has the word erosion in it.
The steep slope made the slope still greater since it was barely eroded, so the water got more benefit in the depth. The gentle slope was rounded already, so the water ran over it. Just ran.
Okay, it's a little bit unclear. Can we clarify? I think Karan is onto it, but it's not quite clear. He's talking about the amount of erosion that's taking place. Let's just say it a little bit more concisely. Jessica. Good. The steeper the slope, the more erosion you're going to get. And the less steep, the less erosion you're going to get. Why? This could then be your next sentence. Why would you get more erosion with a steeper slope and less erosion with a gentle slope? Sierra.
You would get more erosion with the steeper slope because the water is coming down faster or harder with the steeper slope.
Good, exactly right. The water is going to flow down faster and harder with a steeper slope, so you're going to get more erosion.
And so, how do we know to put it here? How can Jaquilla remember that she had to go 2 units to the right first? Just like you said, that was a very well put answer. How can we remember that? Great to see these hands. Myasia, please track Myasia for that answer.
You can remember that because you know that the x-axis has to come first and then the y-axis, but before she put the y-axis first and then the x-axis.
I'm going to ask you to make one correction to that because these aren't axes. What are those, the 2 and the 5? Yeah, so tell us that answer again, Myasia.
The x-coordinate has to come first and then the y-coordinate has to come next.
Exactly right. So now we get to the fun part. We got to give Davon directions. He's got to travel from his house to the baseball field. And we need to use ordered pairs and map directions. What's the first thing that Davon should do? What's the first thing, Dante, that Davon should do?
I said you should go down to 6-1 and then right.
Stop. That's more than one thing. The first thing you said he should do is what?
Go down to 6-1.
Go down to 6-1. What do we think about that? Henrik, you agree?
Yeah, I agree, but you're gonna also
Oh, you've got another way to do it? Hold on to that thought. So we're traveling down to 6-1. Is down a map direction? No, we've used the word down before in the coordinate grid. Dante, I want you to stay focused, please. Thank you. But this said to use map directions. So I think there's another word we can use instead of down to indicate to Devon where he should head. And for a few more people to think of it, on a map, we don't usually travel down. What do we do instead? Abdul? Exactly right. So Dante, can you correct your answer and make it as specific as possible? Yeah, so we're going to travel south.
Now what should I do? Yomars.
You should put the minus sign and 52 before it.
The minus sign?
The subtraction sign.
Okay.
And what do we think that this means then? If Mr. Santos is walking around at recess saying, oh, my arms are 2 vicious pythons. What's he trying to say here? Janisha? Janisha, if he's saying my arms are 2 vicious pythons, I'm going to need you to show some courage and I'm going to need you to take a guess. What, can you imagine pythons? What's a python? It's a type of snake. Is it a small snake or a big snake? A big snake. So if he's saying that my arms are 2, what does vicious mean? Vicious. Armando?
Like, they pretty much attack.
Great, okay. So if his arms are 2 vicious pythons, what do you think he's trying to say about himself? No, we're going to stay right here. If he is what I'm going to say right now, I do not have vicious python arms. Look at this, right? There are no vicious pythons here. Okay, great. So not only are they big, but what else? If he has 2 vicious pythons for arms, what is he saying about himself? Usually people have really big arms and they're also muscles, which means that they're what? I'm going to keep pushing you. What do you think? How do you describe those people if they have big muscles? Give me an adjective. Strong. Thank you very much, ma'am. Ooh, no cop-outs. Okay.
Which is the same thing. It's just in the form that we want it. So can somebody explain why this equation is the correct equation for this situation? Chris, can you put it all together for us?
It's saying that the total is that you have 5 books each week, so then you will add that to the total of how many books you have already.
Okay, so you're saying I have 5 books each week, and I'm going to add that to the total that we already have. Can somebody put that in even better, more specific, more succinct, college-style language for us? Kyle, you want to finish it off?
I think that it means that I think that you would say that for each week that Eric has, for each week that goes by, Eric gets 5 more books. Added to his total of 13.
And that gets us what? Okay, we're getting very close. What I want you to do is take 20 seconds with your partner and try to come up with a great explanation of why this is the correct equation for this graph. Okay, 20 seconds. If I could have everyone's attention in 3, 2, 1. All right, if I can have everyone's eyes up here before we continue. Thank you. Can someone give us now the college level answer for this question? Kai.
I think it's for every week that passes by, Eric buys 5 books, adding on to his 13 initial books.
And that gives us.
Five.
So right now, I heard Kai describe an expression, that 5x plus 13, but we have an equation. So can someone finish it off by describing the whole equation? Tashan?
This is the correct equation because to get the number of books, which is y, you have to multiply the number of weeks, x, by 5 and add 13 after you get the y.
Great, because he's getting 5 books each week, and he starts with 13, right? So now we're getting to that college level answer. Very nice. Any questions on how we're doing this?
So you'll notice that each of these individual letters or constants represent a transformation. We know that already. Even though you don't think you know it already. And so let's quickly talk about that. So start us off, Natalia, what's the C? If you were to describe the C in terms of transformations, what does the C represent?
Whether it moves up or down.
Okay, so instead of saying whether it moves up or down, you want to replace that?
Graph moves vertically up or down.
Good, and then only word she should replace. How should you replace move? With what? What's the word that we use for move in transformations? Translation, good. So C we call the vertical translation.
Don't be fooled, right? What's the number sentence you're going to use to solve that?
56 divided by 7.
Why did you choose division?
Because in the
I chose division because?
I chose division because in the sentence that they gave us, it said that the 56 was the total.
And what were you trying to do with that total?
Divided to 7 groups.
What kind of groups?
Counters.
Could I put like 20 in this pile and 5 in this pile?
No.
What kind of groups?
8 groups.
8 what kind of groups?
8 count.
Norbert, go back to this. Could I put 20 counters in this pile and 5 counters in this pile? Why not?
Because it's uneven.
Because it's uneven. So what kind of groups are you trying to make?
Even groups.
Even groups. Equal groups is another word for that.
All right, here we go. Solve this equation. X minus 15 equals 31. Who can tell me what I'm going to do first? Who can tell me what I'm going to do first? Josh. I need your voice.
Rewrite the problem.
Shania needs to hear your voice.
Rewrite the problem using the inverse operation.
Okay, what inverse operation am I going to use?
Addition.
Addition. And what number am I going to add?
15.
And I'm going to add the 15 where?
To both sides.
To both sides of the equation. Add 15 to both sides of the equation.
So what I want you to do is take your pencils right now and just mark for right now that we do not have any parts that we just know are in animal cells. What kind of parts or organelles do we know are in both? In both. In both. I like how I see so many hands. Joshua, help me out. The nucleus. Take your pencils and you could write it. Remember, it should go with this part, which means both. Jalen, another part. Excellent. Jalen, is that an organelle?
No.
Why not?
It's not an organelle because it is not part of this. It's not an organelle because it's not a tiny structure in a cell.
Beautiful. Give him 2 snaps on 2, 1, 2. Excellent. What is another part? Markeia?
Another part can be the vacuole.
The vacuole.
Vacuole is
The cell,
is the ordinary.
there you go.
Stores water, waste, and food.
Excellent, give her 2 stamps. On 2, 1, 2. Perfect. I think we got them all. So when I look at the pattern, what color card and what shape card am I turning over today? What's the color and the shape? Leah, loud and proud. The color will be green. Say, how do you know? How do you know? Talk to us.
Because the other triangle is green, so that one had to be green.
She said the other triangles are. What is our conclusion that we can draw from this data? What's a conclusion that we can draw? In fewer hands. Kayla, what's a conclusion you can draw? Track Kayla, please.
The conclusion is that different slope would affect how deep the stream is. Like if you had to jump the slope, then the stream would be really deep because the water is just like sliding.
Okay, so Kayla said the different slope affects how deep the stream is, but I need someone to make that more specific. You're right, but I need you to make that more specific. That's a little bit general for us. Shanice, can you make that more specific?
The steeper the slope, the more deep it is.
Good, the steeper the slope, the deeper the stream is, okay? That's the first part of your conclusion. So you need to make sure it's specific enough, okay? That it not just says that there is a relationship, but that it explains what the relationship is. So the steeper the slope, the more deep the stream is. What's the opposite side of that? What's the opposite of that? Marissa?
The more gentle the stream, the less deep.
Good, there's more shallow. Good. The more gentle the slope, the more shallow the stream is going to be, okay? Now, I want someone to take this one step further and use the word erosion. So that should be the first part. What Shanice said and what Marissa just said should be the first part of your conclusion. But now I want someone to finish it with another sentence that uses the word erosion in there. That uses the word erosion. Karan, can you do that for us?
Just read.
Please track, Karan. Read what you wrote if it has the word erosion in it.
The steep slope made the slope depth greater since it was barely eroded, so the water got more benefit in the depth. The gentle slope was rounded already, so the water ran over it, just ran.